And welcome back to Career Build Series. And so in this episode, I kind of want to carry on one of the themes of one of the earlier episodes. I started working on that barge, making it so that it could carry some containers. And so what I wanted to do was I like my container mover. I'll bring that back up so you can show it, but it's a little bit cumbersome. And so let's see if I can find it. It's often difficult for me to find these things. Here it is. This is a portable container mover. The issue is that it takes a little bit of time to set it up. The footprint is not that small because you have both the trailers and the power unit. And so let's go ahead and we'll at least play a little bit, try to figure out what we can do. One of the notions I would like to do is make something really tiny, something that would lift up the container and then it would essentially slide underneath. And so I kind of had a little brainstorm here and I have a thought. So first thing, we'll keep this block here. And so one idea is let's kind of flesh it out really quick and I'll kind of show you what I'm thinking. So this was kind of an issue when they made these containers was I think they kind of made them wrong. Wrong isn't the right word, but they didn't make them as compact as I think they could have been or should have been. And so if we look at the containers have the track section on the bottom. I think they should have had the grippers on the bottom, but they probably have their reasons. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that is the width of a container. And if we put grippers here, the containers will lock. So it's one of the ways to lock a container is using grippers. And so one way is if we can get a little power unit right in the center of a container, we can pretty effectively transpo it. And so I'm kind of having some thoughts on what to do with this. And so trying to get, the other thing is the wheels are wheels are pretty big, overly big, frankly. And so that kind of dictates our size. And so I'm playing around here, just trying to see where I can go. What do we want? 1, 2, maybe, geez, wow, even 3. Like the 3 by, see, these are called the small wheels, and these small wheels are bigger than 3 by 3s, frankly. Grab the 3 by 3s here. We need one. I'm just counting here at the moment. 1, 2, 3, 3. Okay. Oh, come on. Give me what I want here. There we go. All right, here are 3 by 3s. All right. And so that's about where I want it. It should move back one, but at the moment that's not too bad. So this is just going to be electric. We'll plug it in. Battery operated, as long as you're not going too far, you don't need too much in the way of power. All right. And just for ease, we'll put motors like that. Just proof of concepting phase here. Make it nice and easy. Okay, give me that block that I want. Thank you. All right. So I made them a little different too, but it's not a big deal. So this is kind of the thought process here. We need some way to lift the container and then have this slide under. And so essentially if we grab, so they added this a couple updates ago under presets. They have the container preset. So you don't have to download one off the workshop. And so essentially if this is, let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this should be an odd number. I'll fix that. But let's say about there. As long as that's centralized, that should be fine on moving containers. Trying to come up with the easiest way to lift it. I have a thought, which can be dangerous. I do have a thought here. Ooh, I actually have a really cool thought. Let's try something. So one of the notions is how to get this to both move and slide. So I just had so there were a couple thoughts I had here. One was using the rail system here. And so what I'd essentially do is build a container lifter, and it would top lift it. And so it would look something like, I'm trying to figure it. So essentially what I would do is, we'll do concept one. Let's save this really quick. So, oh, no, don't clear the vehicle, please. Container, mover, base. Okay, container, mover, base. And then, so what I would do here is we'd take some track sections like so. And we make them a separate body. All right. And so essentially these would be held and slide on the tracks. They'd lock to the tracks. And then I'm trying to think how tall a container is. So then essentially you'd go up like this. I'm trying to think. Let's see, piston. So we go pistons, probably be just the easiest, and then we do connectors. Connectors like so. These would grab the top of it. All right. And then these would be joined across like that to make them a solid unit. We join these to make these a solid unit. Just cutting down on parts. And so we would then go, slide through there, fine. Yes, it would. Talking to myself, I know. And so what we probably want to do is let's go like this. Because we would want enough overhang, so these would overhang and connect. And then this would need to then take up the weight on the bottom. So I'm just thinking how I want to set this up here. And so something like, oh, come on, stop flicking around camera, please. Something like this. And so proof of concept, the way this would work is you would drive this up to a container. You would then slide this up against the container. These would lock on the top. These would go down, grab the ground. These would go up and gently hold the container. Then this would disconnect and lift the container up, and this would slide underneath. The container would then attach to the track system, and then what would happen is all you do is lift up the magalls. This part would come with you. So let's try that proof of concept wise. So I'm going to have to add some controls here. And trying to think of the best way to control this. All right. So I'm going to get symmetry off here. So I need wheel control. I want really low sensitivity on this. I want to cap it at, let's say, -0.2, to 0.2, really small, something like, oh, I don't know, 2%. Really want granular control on that. I won't worry about steering right now. I just want it to, I can push it. It should be light enough. Then I need a toggle. And this will go to the brakes. So we'll just do every other one. Yeah, let's go to every other one. Like so. And then what I'll do is I'll alternate on this side. So we'll skip like this. And then that way the brakes are symmetrical. Or they're in opposition, but they're, they both be controlled. Okay. And then I want some throttles here. I'm just going to play with this with infinite electricity on to start with. All right, and these two will go like this. These need to be, top one will be -1, 1. We'll do like a 5%. This will go to the top ones here. And then this one will go to the bottoms. And then the same stuff on this one, -1, 5%. And the difference will, this one will start value as -1 so that they just retract. All right, then I want to toggle for magalls. All right, and it's magall toggle, and then I need another toggle for to release these connectors. All right, so this is a proof of concept on the first one. So let's go ahead and we will grab the container, and we'll slide this in like that. We'll go ahead and this is going to drop. I should have put it down before, but that's fine. We'll paste it. All right. And then this throttle here needs to go to the drive motors. All right, let's spawn this and let's play with it and see what we're looking at here. The whole name of the game here is make this as compact as possible. That's really what I'm looking for here. All right, so this is slidable, as you can see, and it slides. So now it's even. As you can see, it's detached, which we want. I want to push these down, toggle the magnets. Okay, those are attached. Now this one will go up, as you can see, so it's tilting the container up. We also want to go on this one. So we're going to lift this as high as we can. And we want this nice and high because I want to get this to the center of gravity of the container. All right, and now, wrong direction. And I'm going to just kind of help it along here, make sure it grabs. There we go. As you can see, it grabbed. Up, 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 down. There we go. Okay, so that is grabbed. And it's going to keep bouncing, so I don't know why it's bouncing, but it is. So I'm going to just, I have this super slow. Why is this, no, it's trying to, oh, you know what it is? It's pushing the container away. Okay, so that's understandable. All right, so that's something I'm going to have to worry about is this container sliding like that. But that was actually pretty good proof of concept. The only issue was, okay, so you know what I need to do? Is this brakes? This is the brakes. If I toggled the brakes, we would have been fine. So let's go ahead and try it again. And all I need to do now is toggle the brakes. So, yeah. Okay, good. So that one's attached now. Let's go ahead and magall's on. Let's drop this down. Let's go ahead and also push this up. Oh, wrong way. Push this one up. Oh, no, that one's correct. I had it the right way. And we'll go as high as we can. And so, you know, the negative side of this is that it's slow. The positive side is it's portable. So we have a reason, you know, it has trade-offs. Why the F word are you not going where I want you to? I have the set backwards. I need to make sure this grabs. Okay, so now as soon as this grabs on to that container, I need to hit the brake. There we go. Okay, so the brake is hit. So now as you can see, it's loaded. All right, so now all I need to do is detach the magalls and bring these two down. Now this I'm going to probably set up to be remote controlled. It's acting the fool, which is fine. It's locked on there, so that's good, but I just need to get this to kind of not act the fool. As you can see, this will hang off there and it will raise. So I'll make this bottom unit remote controllable. So this is a concept. Will this be the end one? I don't know. I like it though. You know, I like it because it's just interesting. That's kind of the thing, you know, it's. So as you can see, it's moving this container perfectly fine. And so I'll make it so that I can steer it. It doesn't need to go far. It's just moving the containers. Like, imagine, see, Komodo would be a problem. Spy cakes, not so much. Spy cakes, you can move it. But as you can see, that's pretty neat concept, proof of concept. Main thing with this is I want it portable. So we'll see how it goes over some of this terrain. Of course, I can't steer it right now, but very simple to make this remote controllable so that I can steer it. Well, look at it. It's driving, no problem, man. So as you can see, this container is now movable. Okay, so let's try and unload. I have to kind of get under here and deal with it here. Okay. All right, so now it's stopped. Let's go ahead and we'll go down with the magalls. We'll also go down with this. The issue is because these magalls are single point, it allows it to move. So if I added 2 magalls, it would no longer allow it to tip and it would lock into place. So see how it's moving? That's because of the magall. So that's fine. I can fix that. So let's add that magall and that should fix that situation there. Yeah, symmetry. All right, now let's go ahead and we'll signal this. So this should work better now. So that should lock them so that they don't, so the container can't rotate because it would have to pull off that. So let's go ahead and save that as container mover. We'll do Mark 1. Okay, so now the other option is this. Let's find our base. So let's bring the base in. So the other option is going to be, I thought of this a second ago. It's not a bad idea. I'm trying to think how to do. So I'm trying to think how to do this right. All right, so let's look at the container again. My preset, okay, right here. So here's the container. All right, so this is something they added. You see there's a hard point here. So one thought is, I'm trying to think. You know, I need something to lift. So one of the thoughts I had was to lift something up. The problem is these grippers have to be too wide. That ruins it. That's why I wish they didn't. They put grippers here. They have the space for grippers here, and then let us put tracks on there. It makes everything so it has to be doubly wide. That system works pretty well, though. So the other that I had was kind of having a swinging arm, and the arm would come grab something, probably this. See, that's 3 wide. Yeah, it's not going to be heavy enough to do that concept. So this works pretty well. Let's go grab the other one. Let's test it again with the new thing that I put on there. So Mark 1. All right, so I added that magall, the second magall. Let's test this now. So I want to be able to load and unload this. I kind of like this design. It's elegant. It works. All right, so magalls. Let's go down. The magalls. Let's also go up on that. Okay, see it re-grab this. That's fine. Actually, that's actually not a bad thing because once these get aligned, that should... Nope, it's going to hold on to it. Okay. Let's lower it. All right, so I just want that out like that. There we go. Okay, now we can go up. Oh, that's the last thing I wanted to do is disconnect those. Okay. All right, so now this shouldn't run away. It shouldn't tip off like it was. You'll see we'll get some of that clipping that I hate through there, but it's working pretty well here. the two magulls now make it a little bit more secure because it can't rotate like it was. Can I push this against the wheels? Yeah, I should be able to push some. Instead of driving it, I'm just going to push it for right now. There we go. And before, because we only had the one magall, when I powered this, it would, when I powered this, it would push that away. See, it's doing it again. Okay. So let's shut this off here. All right, I want to get that as far to the rear as I can. Okay. All right, so that is now locked onto the container. Wrong way. Is it the wrong way? No, that was the right way. So you see how we have clipping? That's because of the two magalls. Oh, hit the wrong key. All right, so now as you can see, that's on there. That's running now, so that works better. Let's do an unload. We haven't done an unload yet, so let me go forward a little bit. All right, so here it's moving. So this is going to be radio controlled. I'll have my controller, WS, be forward. We'll be able to steer it. We'll be able to put these right where I want them. Okay, so that's now off. Let's go ahead and start lowering the bottoms. All right, so those are all attached. Let's go ahead and push the top up. All right, let's detach this. So that shut the brakes off. I probably need a release. A release will drop it, but let's go ahead and we'll just power forward, and that should let it release as well. All right, so it needs to have a release button. That's not a big deal. I can manually do it like that, but needs to have a release button. Oh, it's still powered. That's why. Like, why is it still coming at me, son? There we go. Okay, so now what we need to do is I'm just going to let that sit. Of course, that will have brakes and everything else, but... All right, so this needs to come back down to the ground. Okay. And I want to push this under here. And I want to have these tracks re-grab. Okay, you see it grab. Now let's break them. And we should be able to do magalls. Let's raise this up. Wrong way. All right. Also detach the top. And drive off. Bingo. So as you can see, that's nice and compact. So the whole point is I want something small like this that I can control and use that crane that we built on the barge to be able to have this. So this is super simple and kind of elegant. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. So let's see. Yeah, so that works pretty well. This is one wider than I want it to be, so I'll fix that. All right, so let's grab this here. Cut that, move it in. All right, let's grab this one here. So yeah, so I like this. This is pretty simple, but it works. And that's what I like. You know, the more simple you can make it, I think often better. I kind of made it wide, I think, on purpose. I don't know if I need it. Because the issue is, you know what? Let's undo all that. Let's keep it wide, and the reason is, if these are too close together, they might pinch the base and not let it run. So that's okay. But that's a good little proof of concept there. I'll dress it up a little bit later. All right, so what do we want here? Let's go ahead and let's start making this work with a remote control. So I need a radio antenna. Now I'm gonna go with the small one. As you can see, the range is, where's the range? 100 meters. That's all I need. I'm gonna be walking with this, and so I'm just gonna throw it somewhere for now. I can dress it and move things later. Let's get a blank microcontroller. I'm just gonna stick it under here for now. Okay. Remote. All right, and so let's just increase the size here. So I need to be able to. All right, so composite is going to go in from the radio. So that's composite input from antenna. All right, then I need a number output. That's going to be drive. It's going to be number output steering. Okay, what else do I need? Output brakes. Let's do park brake on that. Park brake. Okay. We'll do it as a release. All right, let's get in here and start working on it. All right, so the antennas, so the remote control is essentially working like a seat, so the numbers should be all the same. Let's read an on-off. So let's say that 6 is going to be the parking brake, if I could find it. It's going to be a release, so I want it on, so that's going to be a not. That way the brakes start on. Park brake. There we go. All right, good. Then we have going to be reading a number. 1. 1 is going to be steering. And then 2 is WS. 2 is going to be drive. Okay. And let's see. I need... All right. So 5 is going to be... this will be 4. All right, so let's see. 5 and 4. So 5 is going to be track brake. And then this is going to be track release. Track release. And I can make this more elegant later. I'm just kind of trying to get it up and running, and then I can further refine it. So that's going to be those two. What else do I need on this? I don't think I need anything else. Yeah, I really don't think I do. Okay, let's work with this now. All right, let's go. So this is going to be drives. So the drives are just going to the motors. All right, steering's going to be a problem. I have to account for steering, so I'll fix those. I'm not going to do variable brakes. I'll just slam the brakes on. Or when it's 0, you know what I'll do? When it's 0, it'll brake. All right, so steering I need to fix. Track release is going to be... track brake. Is that first one? Yep. All right, track brake. Then what's this one? This one is park brake. All right, so that's good. I need composite to come in from the antenna. I need to have a channel for the antenna. Let's just do channel 6. Okay. Now we'll put the frequency. That's the freak. This is going to be on receive, so we don't need to do anything on that. Let's grab a remote. All right, we'll test it really quick. So this is sitting on that. That's fine. All I care about is getting this up and running. So channel. All right, 6. All right, so we have the starboard and port rear need to be inverted. That's fine. Pressing WS, I'm not seeing anything happening here. Okay, so that's going. Did I hook this up? Throttle's not reading anything, so that's interesting. Is the brake not released? It was the brakes. So the brakes aren't working correctly. No, the brakes are working correctly. They start in the on position. Okay, so that's backwards as far as I want it. Okay, that's fine. All right, so let's invert these. So could send an inversion signal, but it's better. I'm just gonna go invert it like that. So that is now turning in the correct. Let me see. I have to change the direction. So I need the top one to change. All right, and that is now better anyway. So that this wheel is now going in the correct direction. Okay. This can always be kind of a pain. All right. I'm also going to put a limiter on this. So this one needs to be inverted in both steering and going forward. So that's now going for the correct direction forward. Let's test this. I think that might be all right now. We'll test it. And then this one needs to be changed, and steering's going to be all screwed up now. I have to check it. But I will check it here really quick. Excuse me? Excuse me? Excuse me? All right, you know what I'm going to do? Here. I'm going to just delete the wheels for now and put them in fresh so that I have them correct. All right, symmetry's off. Let's grab a wheel. All right. So this one needs to be going forward. It does, and it needs to steer left when we go left. That's correct. Okay, good. This one needs to go forward. It needs to steer right. So that is, I can't see when it's sitting like that. All right, so that is going backwards, and it is steering left. So what we'll do is we'll cut this, and we will invert it this way. So that goes, let's see. So I need that to go, you. So that will go forward, and that will go right. That's the correct orientation. Okay. All right, grab another one. All right. So this one needs to go to the left, which is correct, but the wheel rotation is wrong. So let's go like this. So, okay. So this one needs to go, that's wrong in both ways. So we'll go, what is it? So that is now going forward, and that's rotating right. That is correct. All right, good. And we'll do the final one. All right, so to go left, this one needs to go right. That goes right, but it goes backwards on the wheel travel. So let's go U. That now goes forward, and that goes right. So that should be correct. Okay, let's hope this is correct. Let's test. We will test steering. We have to make sure they're opposite now, some of them. Steering, all right, and then I will do, where the hell? Okay, drive is there. Let's change the drive here. So for drive, I'm going to put a clamp in there. Negative 0.2 to 0.2. I'll keep it slow. Okay. All right, let's, that's fine. I don't care about that thing falling off right now. Oh, I have the, I had it set, but it is, so all of them, you notice they're all going the right direction now. Okay, so they're all going in the right direction. Here. Okay, the brakes aren't, I didn't hook up the brakes. All right, let's test steering. So that is supposed to be going left, so they're round steering correctly, but they're inverted. So instead of screwing around with it, what I'm going to do is just invert the steer signal. They're all round steering in the correct direction. Okay, good. So I'm just going to invert that. That'll be easier than having to redo all the wheels again. So negative X on that. Bingo. Okay, so that is now set up. So I think we're in pretty good shape here. Yeah, so I think we're in pretty good shape here. Let's, I need to move some things. Oh, come on. All right, so this will just get moved. So nice and simple. I think it's going to be cool having a remote control as well. I can just walk with it. All right. And there'll be batteries going in the center, of course. So press 6. Okay, I didn't hook the brakes up. Let's hook the brakes up. Here, you know what? Get rid of that one. All right, good. Grab this. All right, channel 6. All right, let's get this established. So this goes down. All right. And we'll go as high as we can on this. We will get that bending on here because these should also pivot, but they don't. I could make them... No, that would move them around. I might just deal with the visual glitching. Doesn't bother me all that much. Okay, good. So now let's go ahead and we'll press 6, release the brake. There we go. I don't know why I had to double tap it, but I did probably need a pulse or something. Okay. All right, good. So that's now in place. I also need to set the brake. I think that's 5. So now let me check it, make sure that these are locked. I want to make sure the brake is... See, it says brake false. Release connector false. Did I not friggin' connect that up, man? Brake is true. Brake release, brake. Now the brakes are on. Okay. 4. 4 releases, which is what I thought it did. So I'll just wait for that to reconnect. Alright. It will reconnect when I lower this, so... Should read. See, there it goes. Okay. All right. 5, 6, 5, 6, 5. Let me check them. Okay, so it's losing signal when I'm not. So I need to put a pulse through because when I'm not no longer on this remote control, it's no longer doing it. So okay, so I probably need a pulse on there, or a push to toggle rather. All right, so let's go ahead and lower this down. But proof of concept, this is working well. As you can see, that's going to spit it out. All right, let's fix that really quick, and I think we'll end up around there. Today is the update day, the major update day, so I'm looking forward to that. Okay, so right here, these probably need to be pulses. What's the other one? Push to toggle. What's the other one? Toggle to push. Oh, where is it? Push to toggles. Let's try these. This one, track release, I think I kind of want track release. No, I want track release as a toggle as well. That's just the remote you can't configure. I wish you could configure the remotes better. All right, let's do one more test, and I think we'll call it an episode. But this is a good proof of concept. I'm not really ready to be, I could have actually used that one. Let's see. This one, I was just making sure it didn't have a, didn't have trim set in there. The first one did, so instead of taking the trim out, I just got rid of it. All right. So, brake should have been push to toggles as well. Like right now, I should be able to check. No, brakes are on. That's weird. Okay. Ah, you gotta be kidding. I hate that, man. If you're looking at the build, you can't change the channel. All right, there we go. All right, let's push this. All right, let's check this here really quick. All right, release connector false, brake false. Okay, so I want to click on this, set 4 and 5. Let's check it. Okay, good. So those are now working. Okay, good. Check them again. Okay, now let's do shut it off. They still good? They're still good. All right. All right, so that's working now. All right. So you go up, mag all that. All right, but I think this is kind of an elegant, simple solution to be able to move things around, move containers around. Again, the whole point of this is I don't want to have to buy those bases. They're very expensive for us early game. It's a couple $100,000. It's going to take us a long time to recuperate that money. So let's see. I want to do release connector true. Okay. 6, 6. Why is this not grabbing is the question. It should be grabbing the container up on top of it. Release, false, 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 false. Okay. There we go. Okay, just grab. All right. So let's go ahead and let's start lowering something. I want to test something. So right now, these, so I should set the brakes on these. So let's, okay, every time I grab it, it's going to do that. That's annoying, man. So I have to figure out what I need to do there. See, like I just shut the brakes off there. Let's try to get this to grab. What? Oh my God. You're killing me here. I'm hitting buttons. Wow, that's, how is that a 2? It should be 0.2. It should be max speed. What is this doing, man? can't get out of the F word bench either, which is annoying me. Okay, why is... So I clamped this. What the heck? Maybe 0.02s. Let's put O's. I want this very friggin' slow, man. I can't remember if these are pushes or toggles. They might be toggles. If they're toggles, that would be the problem. So let's do a pulses. Let's just try it. I don't know. I don't remember how they are. All right. You know, I could speed the pistons up a little bit, but you know, one of the things is slow is safe. Slow makes sure that you don't have big physics problems. It less likely to break things. It also is a little bit more realistic, taking your time. All right, let's go ahead and I need to change the channel without being right next to my build. Okay. 6, 6. Okay. That's better speed-wise. So every time I click this on and off, I'm losing some of the, see, like, it wants to reset things, so I have to configure that, but that's not a big deal. I just need to do some configuring. Okay, let's go down with this. Okay, it grabbed. All right, perfect. Let's check what this looks like here. All right. See how every time I click this frickin' button, it wants to alternate their state, which is annoying. Okay, that's annoying. Watch it drop it when I reconnect it. So I have to figure that out. I just haven't played with a remote in a little while, so the remotes have always been annoying because they're not configurable. I should be able to go in when this is the workbench and configure the remote like I can a seat, and I can't. So it's quite annoying. It really is. There we go. Okay, that grabbed now finally. All right, let's check it. Okay, now watch if I re-grab. Okay, good. So that's good. All right, so those are locked now. Still good. Okay, those are fine now. Nope, it's not. It's not F word slide. Okay, good. Okay. I have to just configure this. I'm trying to remember from other remote controls I've done. It can be kind of a pain. All right, that's locked. Let's see. All right, I want brakes true. Brakes are 5. See how when I shut it off, it goes it alters the state. That's annoying me. 5 true. Okay. Okay. All right, I'm gonna have to work with this. This is resetting the state every time I alternate it. It's being super duper annoying. What I'll probably do is, so the only thing that's bothering me is setting this. Let's fix it really quick, and then I think we'll end. So I'm gonna take that off of here, and I'm gonna just make it toggles. It's really aggravating me, and I'm not gonna put up with it right now. So instead of having to really screw around with it, I'm just gonna do it with these. So this will be brakes. And this will be releases. Because I only really need to press them every once in a while, and they can be buttons. And that will fix this and not drive me absolutely insane. It's just, it's kind of an annoying thing, is they didn't give us the configurability on the remotes that they gave us on the seats, and so I have to play around with it every time and relearn it to make it work, which is kind of obnoxious. So that's fine. All I really need is steering and driving on the remote anyway, so it's not a big deal. The clipping annoys me a little bit, but it's not that bad. All right, let's go ahead and all right, so that's now rammed under there. And this should be brakes. Okay, brakes are now on. Okay, good. So that's fine. And then let's go ahead and go down on these like so. There we go. And so this will sit like this. The issue is I can't walk with this remote control. But as you can see, I can easily steer it, and it's with round steer like it has, which this is what it's called when your wheels go opposing like this, is round steer or circle steer. I have a couple different names, but you can see it's ultra maneuverable, and I can move this container wherever I want. Yeah, so this is cool. This is nice. Let me grab a quick pic for the video. But yeah, so I think this is going to be a nice little compact thing. It gives me another project to kind of work on and to move into what we need to be doing for container moving. I'm going to be very much involved in oil for a little while because of the new major update, and so I figured, I kind of want to configure the barge and kind of play with that a little bit before we did that. But as you see, we now have something we can. This should be very light, able to be loaded on and off of the barge with a crane, be nice and compact. Very simply load containers and move them around the dock so that we don't have to buy spy cakes. We don't have to buy Komodo. We can just offload our own mover, and it's a little bit more elegant. And then once we buy them, we can always use the train base to the train hangar, train garage, whatever you want to call it, to be able to launch something to move the containers more effectively. I have a couple. I'm trying to build everything. I might build another one just because, but we'll see. So I hope you guys enjoy that, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.